This is not your mother's Mahabharata. Beware. It's fucking epic. Hosted by S.P. Jayaraj.
Welcome everyone to Not Your Mother's Mahabharata. This is our 26th episode?
Correct.
26th episode. Yeah, we've been doing it for quite a bit now. This is awesome. With me as always is my wife, Azure Anderson.
Hello, everybody.
How are you?
I'm fabulous.
Nice.
It's morning.
It's morning,
We
yeah.
hardly ever record in the morning. And we'll see what happens. The cats are roaming. Mm-hmm. And we're awake.
Yeah.
This is good.
There might be things to edit out that audiences will never know about because of the roaming cats.
But maybe not.
Maybe not. With us today is Mahala Miller. Hi.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, excited to have you. We've actually never really met before. This is the
No.
first time we're meeting, so this is, an interesting challenge for me in that sense.
There's a stranger in our house.
I get to tell a stranger a story. Well, who are you, Mahala? What can you tell us about yourself? Me specifically.
I'm a graduate student in sociology, so I'm what
Okay.
they call a PhD candidate, which means I am now dissertating, which is a fun verb.
Dissertating.
Dissertating, yeah.
Sounds
So-
disturbing.
It is somewhat. And let's see what else. I'm not originally from the Twin Cities. I'm originally from the Chicago area, but
Okay.
I've been here for like 10 years.
Nice.
And yeah,
Cool.
what else should I say?
Whatever you want
What are your
to share.
passions?
Well, I'm a pretty addicted Zumba-er.
Okay,
I do
that.
Zumba like 3 to 4 times a week
that's cool.
with a group of ladies over at the Midtown YMCA.
Okay.
God, I love it.
And other than that, Azure and I sing in a church choir together,
It's true.
which has been really fun.
Yeah.
And I love reading romance novels in my free time.
Oh,
So main
nice.
hobbies.
this is good. I love it. I learned a new thing about you.
That's
Romance
that's
novels.
a
I learned
third
everything
level.
new about you.
Yeah.
What do you... Let's see, which one to start with first? Let's do this one. What is your familiarity with the Mahabharata? Do you know what we're doing today at all?
My familiarity is, I would say, 0%.
Cool.
Okay.
I listened to some of another episode just to get some frame of reference, but not like the previous episode. So it's,
Okay. Do you know
Yeah.
which one you listened to?
no idea.
Great.
Okay.
At least you have some idea what you're getting yourself into.
Yes.
Just tiny bit.
Well, then Azure's talked to me about the podcast,
Yeah,
so I
that's
have
true.
some
Okay.
idea.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. If you have any other questions, just let us know in the middle. Like, I want to make sure that you get a full story out of this.
Okay, perfect.
Speaking of, what do you love about stories?
Ooh. Well, there's like escapism of a story, like, separating us from the here and now.
Yeah.
And then there's also, like, I think sort of imagining alternative worlds in kind of like a liberatory or justice-oriented way that I think can be powerful about stories. And then also just like sort of empathy building in terms of like
Sure.
understanding other people's perspectives that you get from being enmeshed in a story.
Oh,
Totally.
yeah. For
Yeah.
sure. That's cool. I love that
We will
perspective.
try to get through all of those today.
Oh, we're going to hit them all? We're going to tick all these boxes?
Let's see what we edit out. Yes. No.
Aw.
I'll leave a bigger space. Yes. No. Okay. You can now use that however it
Yes
goes.
or no.
And
I
it'll
was
be
laughing
prophetic.
over the no, though, so we got to do the yes.
It'll be fine. We're probably just going to leave it all in.
Probably.
So, yeah. Too much
Generally,
work.
that's how it works.
Okay, well, yeah. So if you have any questions at all, we're actually, our last guest, Trevor.
Yes.
So we're actually gonna follow right on where his story was.
Okay, perfect.
And so where we are in the story right now, you have these 5 brothers
Okay.
who are the Pandavas, and they are the kings of this new nation. They've kind of built this nation up from scratch. And in the last episode, they were able a Rakshasa, which is also a type of demon, but demons aren't necessarily bad.
Okay, I'm liking this.
Yeah. who was very skilled and was an architect, made for them this new kind of, well, big giant hall building
Okay.
that is absolutely fantastic. I think it's sometimes called the Hall of Mirrors.
Nice.
But it's just this absolutely beautiful building with amazing structures. There's like water in like this specific areas. There's like one specific place where the water is like reflecting the ceiling and you can't even tell it's water,
Okay.
which people have kind of stepped into. It's a magnificent just piece of architecture made by a magician architect builder person.
Okay.
He journeyed to like to the Himalayas to get like specific gems and other magical items to put into this building.
Yeah,
All right.
he had
It was
stored
crazy.
like a whole bunch.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so he went and he brought them.
His magnum opus, you might say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One would hope
He
so.
hasn't built in a long, long time. And so this was something that he was able to really just get his hands dirty with and really sink into. When he went over to get treasures, one thing he brought back was a powerful mace, which he gave to...
What's that?
A mace
A
is
mace is a big honking weapon.
Okay. Okay. Yes.
Does Hanuman
Yes.
have one?
Yes, so it's imagine like a staff with a big ball at the end.
Grab
Okay.
Hanuman.
A ball.
I'll grab Hanuman for you, yes. Just for our listeners, no.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
Our listeners were
You
showing.
can whack someone with the ball.
Oh,
Is that
yeah.
the idea? Okay.
That is the
Yeah, it's
that
a
is the
bludgeoning
idea.
device.
Okay. A bludgeoning device.
Yeah.
Yeah. So these kings are known as Kshatriyas.
Okay.
So that makes them like warrior kings.
Nice.
So they've got all the battle
Not
hardened
just sitting on the
skills.
throne.
No. Yeah. Very much action-oriented kings. So yeah, so they've got this amazing new like kind of building now. And people have been visiting from all over the land, which is Bharatavarsha, which is basically like modern day India.
Okay.
And just marveling at it. The only people not visiting is their cousins, because they have a rivalry with their cousins.
Uh-oh.
And yeah, they're not too happy about them like having
No.
Family
built out
tension.
this thing. Yeah,
Oh, there's family tension. Yeah.
yeah, very much so.
You could say that.
And I don't know how much of that we'll actually get into today, but they're on the sidelines stewing.
Okay.
Not happy with like the Pandavas having
Okay.
all the success.
Are they evil or just...
In
Tense.
most accounts.
Okay. Gotcha.
In most accounts, they are evil. And that is
Yeah.
like just to split it down the middle. There are shades of gray. Both sides have acted
Made some mistakes.
improperly at some point.
Poorly.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
in the grand scheme
No one's
of
proud
things,
of everything they've ever done.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
But in the grand scheme of things, it is viewed that the Pandavas are the good guys.
Okay.
And their cousins, the Kauravas, are the bad guys. But of course, it's more complicated. We won't get into all that this time. What happens then so they've got this lovely new hall, and then a sage named Narada comes to visit.
Okay, so sage wise guy.
Say it again?
Is that a wise guy?
Yes.
Like a wise guy, like a wizard, like that kind of thing.
Nice.
Usually magical-ish.
And this one is actually also kind of a minstrel.
Okay, cool.
And he's a person who's, whenever he comes in, it's a little bit like, oh, something's going to go wrong. Like, he's kind of got a little bit of that. To me, he's a
He's
little...
comic relief.
No, we've talked about him
Or
before.
is it more like,
Oh, no, this guy.
Yeah.
sort of, what do you call it when you're like an omen of something bad to come?
Yeah.
He does kind of lead to that getting started.
You said is he kind of like a Loki character?
He's a little Loki.
okay,
He's a
just
little Loki.
mischievous.
He's mischievous and like yeah, like you said, bad things tend to happen when he's around.
Okay. So our spidey senses are tingling.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is it purposeful? I don't know. Probably.
But some of this
Maybe.
is like kind of interpretations that have happened later. I've seen some interpretations where he's just a dude and he's doing good stuff.
Okay.
I will read from multiple sources before I do this, and so yeah, some of the sources are no problem with this dude. He goes about his day and he says things. Other ones are like he's a little bit more malevolent and carrying a little bitterness and has his own objectives and things like
All
that.
right.
But he comes in and he's always like honored as a sage. And
Maybe it just
a
depends on your
minstrel.
emotional awareness as a human. Like if the person have better emotional awareness, they're gonna notice this. They're gonna have
That
the
he's a
spidey
little
senses.
sus, as the
Exactly.
Gen Zers might say.
Yeah. Yes.
Whereas other people might be more oblivious to his actions.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
That's how I feel about it.
So he comes in, and he's honored and respected, and he sees this place. And so he is actually the son of... I think he actually came out of the god's neck, but he is the son of Brahma, one of the core gods in Hinduism. And he's been around for a while. He's been around before men. He's apparently visited all these other realms.
So thousands of years old.
Yeah. And he's visited other planets and things like that.
Nice.
And so they ask him, like, well, how does this place stand? And he says that, I've been to the heavens, I've been to Devaloka, and there are amazing palaces there. I've been to the land of the dead and all these other places, and this is absolutely comparable.
Ooh.
Whoa.
But what is...
High praise.
Yeah, high praise. And what is absolutely 100% sure is that this is the most magnificent building on Earth.
Ooh, okay.
The most on this entire planet.
Wow.
This hall is the most impressive structure.
So got the sage sign off on the building.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And the sage also now recommends that, and partly because of this achievement and then everything that they've done, it is time to do something known as the Rajasuya ceremony.
Okay.
And it is basically a ceremony that will promote Yudhishthira, the oldest of the brothers and the king, as, in a sense, the emperor of all the lands.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Well, all right.
Yeah.
How do the other brothers feel about that? Is that kind of just like
They
natural
are, the other
to be
brothers,
expected?
they're all close.
Okay.
Yeah, they're all 100% close. They're all married to the same wife.
Tight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very tight.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, with Yudhishthira getting praised, they're all part of this. Like, it's
Okay.
all their
Yeah.
family.
So they're a collective in some
Yeah.
sense.
They
Okay.
are.
Yeah. Yeah, they're together. It's like, the cousins on the other side who aren't happy
gotcha.
with this.
I'm just imagining the cousins hearing about this, and they're just pacing and throwing shit. Mm-hmm. They're just pissed.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to also become emperor of the land.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
They're like, was this even an option for us?
No one told us.
No one told us you could be emperor.
yeah.
Emperor's a thing?
Yeah. And so this was brought up by the sage Narada, who says this in the air, says this is something you should do now.
Okay, but maybe this is a tricky thing, though. Is this a potential trick?
There's always this idea that with the Mahabharata, it's going to be the end of an age. And so all
Okay.
these events lead to an end of an age. And with some of them being like powerful, all-knowing people, some of them are serving that end.
Okay.
Serving that. So maybe this guy's saying this, like maybe that just happened to be part of the
Right.
story. Maybe he intentionally put this out.
But it's kind of a neutral end of an age, or is it like an apocalyptic end of an age?
It is basically going to be like the families warring with each other.
Okay, gotcha. So maybe he's trying to speed along the chaos.
Yeah.
Oh.
And just like kind of
Stirring
set the
the pot.
stones for it to happen.
Okay.
And that's kind of the idea of like that we go back to like, is Narada just a dude who's just a minstrel, or is he this guy who stirs the pot?
So
Gotcha.
you say he's a minstrel. Does that mean he's singing songs all day, too?
Yeah, I think he's a
have
musician.
an instrument.
Yeah.
What's his instrument of choice?
Ooh, I'm assuming the sitar,
Oh, yeah.
but I don't
It's good stuff.
know exactly. I have to look through some of those images and
Cool.
figure out what exactly.
Made out of a giant pumpkin gourd.
Ooh,
Oh, I'd hope so.
Yeah.
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 nice.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
So
I'm just picturing him, that's all.
yeah, so he's put this out there, and Yudhishthira, who's the oldest, and is like, he's a little like, that's a lot. To be king is one thing, and we built all
Sure.
this up, and like to be emperor, however, I don't know. Narada keeps telling these stories, and the one thing that he tells him is that, so the 5 brothers are the Pandavas, and their father, who is passed from is Pandu. And Pandu is, I think he's in the land of Yama, which is the land of the dead.
Okay.
And Narayana tells him about, like, he's a storyteller, so he's been telling them all these stories, and he tells him of this other great king who is now like in the heavens in Devaloka. And so they ask him, as part of this whole conversation, they ask, like, oh, why is, like, this other king sounds great. Seems like he did everything that our father has done. So why is Pandu not also in Devaloka?
That's a great question.
No.
Yeah.
Narada, as this dude who can visit other realms and worlds, says, like, well, I do have a message for you from your father.
Whoa.
And he also wishes for you to do the Rajasuya.
Okay.
Because that, once you do that, then your ancestors, Pandu, and then another king, Shantanu, who I think was his dad, or granddad, will also be able to get to Devaloka.
Okay.
So
But this
there's-
could be a trick.
Maybe.
Or do we feel like we trust the message?
That's up to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, if you're the messenger, who knows what you're saying
Yeah.
is true.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, in some sense, this is all metaphorical. So in some sense, it's like, oh, your ancestors will be so proud of you, they'll be practically in
Okay.
heaven if you do this amazing feat.
Or they're
That's one way to
literally
look at it.
sitting in, the land of the dead going, come on, buddy.
I'm waiting for you.
Yeah.
Come on, it's really dull here. Let's
Yeah.
go. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, just give me all the riches of heaven, please.
Yeah, but why are they there instead of...
Because
What did they do?
they were not as grand as other kings. And this will do it. Like, once he does this,
Okay.
the other kings that Narada is talking about are from, like, earlier ages.
Okay,
Yeah.
so like the, epic kings of past.
Yeah.
So is a king versus emperor, is this like a regional difference? Like how much of the land you're controlling?
Sounds like it to me.
I expect so.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think it's... I'm going to say yes to that, is all I
Because
can
it sounds
say.
regional
Yeah.
to me. Because, like, right now, the Pandavas and the... I mean, they have...
Evil
the
cousins
specific...
have control of other
Yeah.
areas.
Yeah,
Okay.
they have
I
their
think
own
it
region.
comes down to the way I'm kind of interpreting it is that there are still going to be kings, but they will give tribute
They get a new boss.
Okay.
to-
Big boss time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
So he's going to be CEO, and then there'll be managers now instead.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're
That is the
creating middle
idea.
management,
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah.
Yep.
But one thing that Yudhishthira is, like, concerned about, many things actually, he's like, even in spite of this, in spite of the fact, it's like, well, can this even be done? Like, Pandu, for example, in his time, like, he went all four directions and he expanded the kingdom quite a bit. His brothers also did that in an earlier time as well. But to go, like, so much further, to go as far as, like, to get support for this emperor-type ceremony,
Yeah.
like, there's a lot of... There's a lot of strife between kingdoms. There's
Right.
it's a
Yeah.
lot to manage.
So the political machinations are necessary. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yes, some sort of political machination. That they know that they're loved. They know that all these kings have come through. But still, to declare yourself emperor willingly...
I mean, they're loved in their region. So how do they even get that? Anyway, you're going to tell us.
Yeah, how do
probably.
they, like... And so, so they're just lengthy discussions where he's just kind of figuring out... And one of the things that Yudhishthira is feeling is that, okay, like, some people are telling him, like, yeah, you should do it, and they're seeing some of his shortcomings, because he's a human being. And then you have other people who are telling him who will profit from this, or obviously they're going to say do it. Mm-hmm. So, his brothers he trusts, but that might be the part where, like, you don't see my shortcomings.
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
No? So,
Are you all yes men?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
We support you no matter what, bro. Right. Like that kind of
We
thing.
support your rights and your wrongs.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. We've
Yeah.
seen that before. Or right now. So he decides that he's going to go see his cousin. He sends a messenger to their cousin Krishna.
Okay.
So Krishna is, their cousin. He lives in this place called Dwaraka, which is, I'm going to go with an island. It's either on the shore, it's an island. Island is way fucking cooler.
We like
Way
islands.
cooler.
Yeah.
So he sends word to his cousin Krishna. Krishna is this person who is known as, like, the Avatar.
Okay.
He is basically seen by many as God on Earth.
Okay, gotcha.
All-knowing. Every once in a while he'll, like, show amazing powers, amazing, like, knowledge. It's not completely consistent.
Yeah.
Sure.
Who knows why, But he's going to go see him and get his perspective.
Okay.
So, or he's going to summon him. So he sends word, and Krishna comes, and to speak. And he explains everything. He's like, look, like everyone's saying I should do this. Narada came and said I should do this. Some people will say just out of, I don't know what to do.
Right.
Like,
What's your
what
advice?
is your thoughts here?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Krishna says that, okay, you're definitely the best king for this.
Okay.
You should do this. However, there's someone else who has been kind of charging forward with this, with wanting to do this as well.
Oh.
And
Is it evil cousin?
it's not the evil cousin.
Who
It is actually Krishna's rival,
Oh.
whose name is Jarasandha.
Okay.
So
What's his deal?
What is Jarasandha's deal? It's a great story in itself, which I'm happy to get to again. So Jarasandha and Krishna's rivalry is Jarasandha wants to be empire no matter what. Krishna had to, in his time, kill his evil uncle,
Okay.
who was the son-in-law or brother-in-law of Jarasandha.
Okay.
So that didn't kind of go well when he had
Right.
to do that. Jarasandha attacked where Krishna's nation was at the time, which was Mathura.
Okay.
He attacked it 17 times.
Seems excessive.
Just he never got in, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
18th time he got a cherished warrior, and and it was said that this is going to happen. There's nothing you can do, and he destroyed their nation. Fortunately,
Not cool.
no. Fortunately, Krishna was able to sneak everybody out.
Okay.
And he took them all to the land of Dwarka, which
Okay.
is far, far enough away, and being, off the shore, more troublesome to get
Right.
That was a cool story.
Some natural
Yeah.
defense.
to. Yeah.
Go back to that story at some point. I don't know
Yeah.
which
It's a good one.
episode it is, but
Yeah, that would be within the Krishna Chronicles.
yeah,
we
the
did.
Krishna Chronicles.
Yeah, we did a whole 6 episodes just on Krishna.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I'm really glad we did because it comes into context here.
Yeah.
So Jarasandha's always been kind of hates Krishna,
Right.
wants to get his people of the Yadavas, wants to get conquer Dwarka, but also just as wanting to be emperor, he also wants the Pandavas' land as well.
Okay.
And so Jarasandha is a dude who is his father. Before Jarasandha's time, had trouble getting kids. Just
Okay.
couldn't have kids. And in some accounts, he killed many wives
Because
they weren't giving him
producing.
kids. Yeah.
Another uncool thing.
Yeah, no, we
Now,
don't
I've only
like
read
anything about that.
one version of that. But he does get 2 wives who are sisters and who are twins.
Okay.
Identical twins.
Okay.
You like what you
And-
like.
Yeah, exactly. I think they were happy about the arrangement.
Well,
But still, same thing.
Okay.
Having kids.
so
It's definitely
at
his
this
fault.
point, it is his problem.
It's probably his problem.
It's 100% his problem.
Yeah.
All of these women.
Yeah.
Did
if they're
he
going
not,
with the multiple
he not go to a
wives
sage
thing,
and be like, "Hey, something's not working down there"?
well, somehow,
Would he never? He would never say
That
that.
would require a strength of character. I don't think
Oh
we're seeing here.
God!
at some point, a sage does come.
Okay.
Or he meets a sage in the woods or the forest or something, and the sage gives him a magical fruit.
Okay.
And he says, give this to one of your wives, and they will bear for you an amazing child.
Okay.
Powerful warrior. great
Artificial
child.
insemination
Via fruit.
via fruit.
Via a mango.
Absolutely.
Well,
Yeah.
because the man couldn't give it to him.
typical.
Yeah. Now, this dude, however, he loved his wives equally,
Okay.
and so better than 1 is 2.
So he splits the mango in
So he
half.
splits the mango in half, and he gives
Oh,
each of
God.
them a mango.
Not a good
Half
idea.
a mango. Months later, each of them give birth to a half
It's
dead
horrifying.
body.
Horrifying.
Horrifying.
Yeah. Yeah, so they give birth to a half, each one.
story
That
is
do
so
match
awful.
together perfectly, at least if you were, but they're dead. Well,
Oh,
sorry.
gosh. They're only half dead, though.
He is... Well, they're all dead.
Okay.
I just it's two things, but it's one person in some sense. In any case,
Doesn't work.
Yeah, doesn't work. So they kind of just leave it out in the woods, in the forest, not doing anything.
Sure.
These little half corpses.
A Rakshasa, so a demon,
Okay.
witch type woman, comes across them, and she's just looking for stuff to eat. She's man eating.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They seem like good options.
right. She comes to these two, however, and recognizes that they're two halves,
Okay.
and kind of changes in her, she's no longer hungry, and she takes them to her home. And the best description I've read is where, through magic, of course, she literally stitches them up.
Oh, what a visual, though.
Yeah.
What a cool visual.
We're Frankensteining here.
I
Yeah.
kind of love it, though. And I'm imagining it, lovingly stitching this together. She's like, look at the baby.
Yep.
But it's broken. Let me fix it. I could fix this baby.
I know how to sew.
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
should I not have gone...
Why not? Stitches the brains together, stitches the
perfect.
heart, the body organs.
Cool.
Everything comes together, stitches it. And I don't know, again, with the version intention, not intent, the child does come alive.
Okay.
And so, recognizing then that this is a child of a king, realizes whose child it is, takes it to him, and this woman's name is Jara,
Okay.
and so the child is named Jarasandha after her,
Cool.
because she's the one who brought them
Nice.
together.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So that's Jarasandha.
So quite the backstory.
On top of that, Jarasandha himself does a lot of worshipping of the god Shiva.
Okay.
Shiva is a god who, anyone can go to.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter.
The god of the people.
Of the people, of the demons, of the ghosts.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Hearing all supplicants.
Yeah. So in some sense, whether evil or not evil, irrelevant in some
Okay,
sense.
nice.
From some interpretations of with Shiva. So Jarasandha has worshipped Shiva, which gets him even more power and strength.
Okay.
And so there's understanding that this guy's pretty much unkillable.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. That's not good. Mm-hmm. It's not good for anybody
When he's
to
trying
be
to wreck yourself.
unkillable.
Yeah.
Warning him?
Wasn't able to beat him yet.
Okay.
Okay.
Despite
Yikes.
being God on Earth.
Despite being God enough. Yes.
Yeah. And he's so
Fluctuations.
powerful, too. So powerful.
Yeah.
And so kind. Most of the time.
Yeah. So Jarasandha so he's okay, so here's Jarasandha's been conquering as well. He's a little complex in that he's apparently a beloved king.
Oh, okay.
So people do love him
Really?
as a king. Yeah, that's
Good for
surprising
him.
to me too. He's
Well, I'm glad for
also
him.
captured 84 other kings
Wow.
Oh.
Hungry for power.
and is planning when he gets to 100 to sacrifice them all.
Okay.
In
Oh,
one
never mind.
Grand
Oh.
We're not
ceremony.
far off 100.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's at 84. Once he gets to 100, I guess his idea is sacrifice him off to Shiva
Jesus.
for assumingly more power.
So
Okay,
as-
What
and
else
then
is there?
would that make him emperor in his route to emperorship?
It would. I imagine the sacrifice, and I never saw what the sacrifice was going to grant him, given he's already pretty much a badass. Yes.
Okay.
It would have done. He would have become even more invincible.
Okay.
And
So
of course,
as-
84 kings would have died.
Right.
So as
we're
he is
va-
captured-
power vacuum.
Yeah, exactly. So as he's captured these kings, does he then claim their realms? Or are they just kingless? And so they're susceptible
I
to
imagine
attack.
I imagine he has influence on those because he has their king. It's a hostage
Sure.
situation.
Yeah. It's they're blackmailed, basically.
I imagine at least that is the idea. So
Yeah,
Krishna
boy.
says,
a lot of leverage.
yeah.
A lot of leverage.
So Krishna says, so first we have to deal with him,
yeah.
but then of course once you deal with him, and you get the loyalty of those 84 kings whose lives you've saved, and ask them to do the Rajasuya, that's
Okay.
that's what
So
you need to
kind of a
have
quick
happen.
path here if we just
Okay.
free
A
the
little bit.
kings.
Right. By defeating this guy with powerful infinite armies that apparently even the
Who
god
is
Yama
apparently
can't beat.
unkillable, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just a rumor that he's unkillable.
Maybe there's
Maybe
one
he's
way to
just-
kill him that they don't know yet.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Maybe it's that.
Maybe.
Yeah. It's probably that.
I'm
he's-
crossing my fingers
I
for
think
that.
he's.
Okay.
I think he's leading us
Some
somewhere.
slight foreshadowing.
Yeah.
Some subtle foreshadowing.
So subtle, babe.
I try. And so here's the thing, is that they can't take their armies, because his army's too big. So in this case, I'd
Okay.
say, yeah, with 87 kings, if he's got their armies as well. So we can't just attack him. He's pretty much unkillable. Like, how do we beat him?
Underground.
Subterfuge.
You know?
Oh,
Yes.
that yeah.
Same.
The
Same,
mole
same.
people. Enlist the mole people. No, he is the mole king too. Damn it.
Yeah. So, Krishna comes up with the scheme. Me, Arjuna,
Okay.
which is one of the brothers, and then Bheem, the strongest brother who also got the magic mace.
Heck yeah.
Just the three of us will go. We'll disguise ourselves. We'll
Just
sneak
the
in,
three of us.
and
We
we'll
can
figure
kill
it out.
If we try. Just
Our
the three
magic
of us. Smashing faces. Just the three of us. Okay.
So three oldest brothers, is that what?
It is. So it's
The three-
actually it's
Most talented.
the oldest brother is Yudhishthira, who's going to stay.
Okay,
Yeah.
because you got to
so
keep
then
it
it's
locked
Krishna.
down.
Yeah, it's the cousin Krishna,
Okay.
Yeah.
and then the other two oldest brothers.
Okay.
Arjuna is the greatest archer in all of the land.
Could be
or
useful.
time or whatever. He's the best.
Yeah.
And Bheem is super strong.
So he's going to
Yeah.
do the mace stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got the mace. The smashy smash.
So,
We got like a Hulk and a Hawkeye.
Gotcha.
yeah.
And
Jesus.
Doctor Strange? No.
Oh, totally.
What do you think Krishna is?
Krishna?
Yeah.
I would. I guess Doctor Strange. He knows magic and trickery.
Yeah.
Nice.
You never know what side he's on sometimes.
Yeah.
So. Oh yeah.
Maybe?
Third eye.
Oh!
Obviously. Krishna.
Yeah.
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 Obviously.
Thank you.
Obviously. Okay.
All right. God, we solved that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now we see our team.
Yeah.
It's obvious.
So this is the so the three of them are gonna go. Yudhishthira's a little like, well, I don't know if I send you guys to your death, like I don't know if that's I don't want to do that. Like
Yeah.
how will you guys are so important to me, how will I continue to be king with you guys? There's like comparisons to them being his eyes and his heart and like emotional
Okay, so
shit like that.
extremely essential.
Yeah. And I think even Arjuna like kind of was like, you know what, we're Kshatriya warriors. This is people die, things happen.
Yeah.
We
Totally.
have to do our thing.
Yeah.
And so it's decided that the three of them will go.
Okay. So everyone's all in on the mission.
Yeah. So the three of
right.
them disguise themselves as brahmanas.
Okay.
I think there's like a different type.
So then what would they have looked like?
So by disguising themselves as brahmanas, they've covered themselves in ash
Okay.
and like minimal clothing as well.
Very simple. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Unassuming.
Yeah. And with some other like small decorations as well on their like forehead and things.
Cool.
So they travel to Jarasandha's capital, which is Girivraja. And once they get to Girivraja, it's like a lot of it is like covered with mountains along the side.
Okay.
So that's one reason this place has been kind of invincible.
Right.
Sure.
Natural defenses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
cool.
one of the things is that they're coming disguised as brahmanas. They still live by the Kshatriya codes.
Okay.
and
Warrior codes.
Warrior codes.
Yep.
Which means that they're coming here to kill the dude.
Right.
Dun, dun, dun.
So they cannot enter through as guests, like through the entrance.
Okay, because they're trying to do it honorably.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like if they enter in, like, yeah, through the entrance and are welcomed and then they kill the king.
Right.
That's not their way.
That's
Not gonna
not
Trojan
cool.
horse it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's not gonna gain any points for like the
The
dead-
political
his-
machinations.
his-
Yes,
political,
absolutely.
but also for the dead folk that are relying on him
Right.
to be a better.
Oh, good
No, that's
call.
you. No, that's Yudhishthira.
Or
Right,
for
but
the
they're all
captured.
But
together.
it's still-
right?
but it's
It's
still-
Arjuna and Bheema too. It's
That's
also Pandu.
That's true.
Sons.
Yeah, that's true.
So they kind of come across from the mountains. there's some point when Krishna like knocks off pieces of the mountain and they just start hurling the stuff down on this place.
Intense.
So we got some Aang happening there too. We got some like earthbending.
Earthbending, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he just like grabs it and moves it and rips it off. And then chucks them.
So
So is it
down.
an intentional attack or just trying to make it convenient for them as they walk through?
I know that they kind of do this, and the descriptions were a little scant, so I'm gonna say they like throw the stuff down, and it hits the gates and the walls,
Nice.
and they make like a hole, and then they go through the hole.
Okay, perfect.
Cool.
So they come in through the
And
side.
nobody noticed this?
People do notice.
Okay.
The mountain smashing.
Yeah.
Part of our mountain just fell down and it broke one of the
Do you think that's cool?
it broke one of the
or-
fences. Should I call somebody? Should we call who do we call? The fence guy? I'll call Fred.
Okay, Fred will take care.
Yeah.
Fred will take care of this.
That'll take care of it.
Then Fred wanders up whistling, "Good fix my fence," and then he's like, "Holy shit!"
So, but they're also disguised as brahmanas.
Oh,
Okay.
So that's like if they came in as warriors, they'd be attacked because they're coming in as brahmanas. They're being watched.
but they're coming in through a little open.
I know, this
section.
seems confusing to me.
I love
it's like,
it.
okay, we're following the warrior code. We can't just go through the front door.
Yeah, it's confusing to me too.
but
I'm
we're
not gonna
still
lie.
being shady. And so we're going to make this big hole and then be like, oh, just some brahmana, no big deal. Nothing
Yeah.
to worry
Brahmana
about.
wandering in.
And not even being
Hey,
nice
Fred.
brahmana. They like go to the market and they like there's like a flower vendor there and they just take the dude's flowers
What?
and wear them.
Seems unnecessary.
Wait, so they're being dicks about
They're
it?
being dicks. Yeah.
That's not how you spy.
This does not
That's
seem like it follows the warrior code.
No, I don't understand.
But Krishna's got the whole psychology of everybody figured out.
Hello, listeners. Our guest today, Mahala Miller, is currently a graduate student in sociology and a PhD candidate. Her dissertation research is on how families across class and race understand and promote adolescent mental health. Over the past 15 years, suicide rates among young people have increased dramatically. This is why it's so important to learn more about suicide and what each of us can do to prevent it. To help with that, Mahala recommends the book When It Is Darkest: Why People Die by Suicide and What We Can Do to Prevent It by Professor Rory O'Connor. This book is an accessible, evidence-based self-help book on understanding and preventing suicide. Drawing on decades of work in the field of suicide prevention and research, and having been bereaved by suicide twice, Professor O'Connor is here to help. This book will untangle the complex reasons behind suicide and dispel any unhelpful myths. For those trying to help someone vulnerable, it will provide indispensable advice on communication, stressing the importance of listening to fears and anxieties without judgment. And for those who are struggling to get through the tragedy of suicide, it will help you find strength in the darkest of places. Thank you, Mahala, for keeping this societal crisis top of mind, and we hope everyone checks out this book. Okay, now back to the story.
So Krishna's like, this is going to work out.
This is all
even if
gonna
we
work
steal
out.
all the flowers.
Krishna's like,
Oh, like somehow
well,
that's
you know
going to be
what,
part
though?
of this.
Okay,
So
like
this
that's a
is-
benefit. We need to do that in order to...
So this is what's his name?
Jarasandha.
Jarasandha's world, right? This is his
Yeah.
realm. Maybe they're all just dicks.
That's, yeah, that seems... And you have to
they
fit in, you
because
have to
they
be
really
jerks.
like him, right? And he's terrible.
Yeah.
So maybe they're all dicks, and so you got to be a dick to fit in.
Maybe.
And so they respond well to someone taking their flower,
Right,
and being like, "Yeah, man, you take what's yours."
Right, you deserve it.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I don't buy that
And that's-
myself,
and
but I
that's
don't
how
know
you
what to
fit
buy and
in.
stuff.
No.
That makes sense to me.
See, thank you. Yeah,
Okay.
someone's on my side.
Sure, we'll go with that.
We're gonna
this
live in
time.
our own little
Why
world
not?
over here.
Yeah, I think that's
Because
the best
otherwise
way
the
to
flower
do this.
stealing is crazy.
World
Yeah.
of
Everything like you don't steal flowers.
Come
You
on!
don't steal
Yeah.
someone's flower. They
Yeah.
worked hard on that. They ground it and milled it and put it in a bag.
Yeah, and these guys just come in and they take
Didn't
it.
get it wet.
Didn't
It'd
get
be
it.
ruined if it was wet.
Yeah.
Wait, is it flower or flowers? Is it like...
Flowers.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a lot of. I was like, what are you doing? Why are you grinding
I
in the middle of
thought-
the flowers?
I mean, you still got to work a lot, but we're not grounding it.
Yeah.
I really,
At this
really,
point, I thought I said-
really thought you said flower. Like,
no.
bread flour.
Milled product.
This is the sniffing flour.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I take all that back then.
Now you're like, who cares?
I'm confused.
They already have ash on them.
Well, that's why I thought maybe they needed flour. I don't know why they needed flour. Listen, you're the one telling the story.
I will be more specific. They had pretty flowers on them.
Thank you.
They stole.
What do they need flowers for?
I think.
Well, maybe like more like you want to welcome them.
I don't really know. I think part of it is maybe just to make a little bit of show of who they are.
Okay.
And so, because the people are watching them, like, who the hell are these guys?
Okay.
Yeah.
And they're clearly, like, they're dressed as brahmanas. They've got the
Bheem's
ash
big.
and the flowers. Yeah. But they have the physique of warriors.
Yeah.
Okay. So they're not really fooling anyone.
They're not really
I'm a
fooling
brahmana.
anyone. Yeah. Right.
Look how calm and humble I am.
Yeah.
Is that
Don't pay attention to my big stick.
Do you have a mace on your back? No.
I'm wondering if
my
they brought the
backpack.
mace. I think they didn't bring their weapons.
What?
Okay.
Yeah. Well, they're brahmanas-ish.
Can't carry the big
Ish.
mace on your
Yeah,
back.
you could tuck them under your sleeve.
Are they wearing sleeves?
I don't know.
No, they're not. I would say they're not wearing sleeves. They're wearing just
there's
ash.
no sleeves?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I can't hide that under ash then. I am ruining this. Here we go.
So this is happening, and then Jarasandha hears from his advisors and mystics
Okay.
that they have also been seeing these bad omens happening.
Okay.
Birds are flying in weird directions. The sacrificial fires are spluttering.
Uh-oh.
So we need to take care of this right away. We need to do some sort of yagna, some sort of ceremony right now
Okay.
to calm all this bad energy.
Okay. So they've been alerted to strange happenings.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so Jarasandha's like, oh yeah, let's get to that right now. And then also hears about these brahmanas.
Okay.
These weird brahmanas
weird
coming
brahmanas.
around, right?
Weird brahmanas ruining everybody's flowers.
These weird
Yeah.
giant brahmanas.
Yeah. So he does this big ceremony, this yagna, which is the big fire pot,
Okay.
and they do all the prayers and things for the goodness of the nation. And then these three do wander into this,
Okay.
and Jarasandha is very curious. Like, he can see that there's something's going on here. Maybe what's about to happen is to do with them. And he does, go up to talk to them. And there was something where they said that, well, Krishna kind of comes forward and says, like, the other two have a vow of silence. They can't talk to you till it's nighttime.
Whoa.
And so he welcomes them into some quarters.
Okay, so that's like the trick of Krishna to be like, you have to let us into the palace or whatever because of this vow of silence.
But apparently even the palace, even where this is happening, they also scaled the wall. And again, people see this happening.
Okay.
So that they will not come through the proper entrances.
Okay, because of the
Okay.
warrior code.
Yeah.
Got it.
Right. Because they're not coming here to make friends.
But it's still the daylight,
It's still daylight.
and they're scaling the wall. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. Because they won't come into the entrance.
Sure.
So it's more the statement of not coming into the entrance.
Sure.
To the welcoming entrance
Yes.
that they're doing this stuff.
Yeah.
So, Jarasandha, basically, like, welcomes them and has them go to a special quarters, let's say. And when it's nighttime, he goes to talk to them. And, he has his suspicions as well. Like, something's going on. And so he goes, and he's like,
I'm still stuck on. So they climbed up the walls to get in, and Jarasandha was cool with that, sort of.
Jarasandha's
He
watching
noticed
them.
that,
They're
right?
also, but they're still
But then he welcomed them.
dressed.
So aren't they still
He still
welcomed
doesn't know
into
who
the
they are. He
palace?
He still doesn't know who they are, and they're still
Okay.
got this idea of, like, are they actual brahmanas?
Okay.
But they're acting suspicious as hell.
So
Very
weird.
much so. Yeah. Almost intentionally so, it seems.
Yeah.
What is up?
Creepy motherfuckers.
Yeah.
That's
So,
what
So much for
Jar-
subterfuge, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
so Jarasandha goes to talk to them at night,
Okay.
and they start conversing, and it's like, you guys, you're dressed as brahmanas, but I can see that you're, like, super muscly.
Yeah.
I'm seeing, like, marks of, like, calluses on
not
this
adding up.
one guy's hands.
The vibe is
With a
not
bowstring.
adding up. Yeah.
And they start questioning, like, Jarasandha's his morality,
Oh.
who he is and what he's done. And they start talking about, like, yeah, it's like they're enemies to him. And he's like, I don't know who you are,
Whoa.
so who are you really
Yeah.
to be my enemies? And there's a little bit of back and forth. And then finally Krishna just reveals, like, within the conversation.
Wipes his face off. Wipes off the dust.
Wipes off the dust.
Reveals his blue.
Yeah. I wonder if they've actually met.
Oh, face to face.
Yeah, I don't know if they have. They, there's always these things like ceremonies and
Right.
big like tournaments where all these kings gather. So they may have.
Sure.
But he has a feeling about this guy even beforehand. But then Krishna reveals who he is. And Jarasandha's like, what the fuck is going on? And also a little bit, he's right here. And he introduces, here are my cousins Arjuna and Bheem. And, yeah, we basically come to kill you.
Okay. Crazy.
Uh-huh.
Hello.
Yeah.
I'm Krishna. You know me?
You want to kill me?
You know
I want to
me.
kill
Yeah.
you.
Let's just kill each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. What?
And so they, instead of like armies going into the masses, Krishna says, like, so yeah, Jarasandha's like, are you all gonna like try and tackle me at once? Like, what's gonna happen? And Krishna says, choose one of us.
Okay.
To fight to the death.
Choose your fighter.
Yeah. And it'll be tournament style.
Sweet.
They could just kill him.
How?
Also, I
All
feel
three
like
of them.
But also it's
he could just have his, many guards come in and help.
Okay, fine.
and there still needs to be that sense of honor,
All right.
right? There's still Kshatriya codes.
Yeah.
And so
Sometimes you just gotta get shit done, though. He has 85 kings.
84, babe.
84 kings just
Yeah.
locked away.
Well, that's why they're here.
Okay.
Honestly, it
this.
seems cool that he's down to still do the tournament,
That's
even
true.
though he's capturing all the kings.
That's true. He's
Yeah.
like, yeah, that's no.
I guess
no,
you're right. You're right. That is
Yeah.
the right way to do this.
Uh-huh. So
Yeah, but no.
They asked
It
Jonas-
is cool. Tournament's great.
tournament's great. They asked Jarasandha, they just said 1-on-1 fight, pick one of us.
Okay.
Any
Fuck
of us
yeah.
to fight.
the
And
death?
To the death. Yes. And Jarasandha, okay. Krishna, he keeps calling Krishna a cowherd because when Krishna was young, he was a cowherd.
Okay.
And so doesn't want to, like, kill, like, a cowherd this way for the tournament. He's like, no, you're
I'm
too
too
scrawny.
good. I'm too good to.
Right. It'll be too easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Arjuna also, this is going to be a hand-to-hand combat. Like, he's a little skinny, like...
Right.
But Bheem, big fella, like, you at least will be a fight.
Okay.
You at least will be a
So
good time.
really, full of himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
I feel like that
Very
may be
much
his
so.
downfall.
Well, he picked the strongest one
Doesn't
I
seem
wonder.
smart.
in a hand-to-hand combat fight. Right?
Does not seem
So-
No,
smart.
really dumb.
Yeah.
You would pick the weakest.
Yeah, but you got to show you're the strongest.
Or at least the
'Cause everyone's
middle.
going to come see this.
Yeah. I feel
He
like
picked-
Arjuna would have been a good choice for him.
Yeah,
Yeah. Because Arjuna would have still kicked his ass.
one would think so.
Yeah.
But anyway, he picks Bheem.
Sure does.
And so he's like, all right, rest tonight.
Oh man, he's even giving him
Rest
a
up.
resting.
Yeah, rest up, and then tomorrow we'll go at it.
All right.
And
Bheem will eat all their food.
he does say to them, what do you, like, let's make sure it's a good fight. Like, what do you guys need? Do you want, we'll make, like, and Krishna's like, oh, we just need a bed. It's like, I can give you a bed, I can give you the finest foods, this is your last night on Earth.
Nice.
And he, like, offers them a whole bunch of things. In some editions I've seen he's offering women as well.
Sure. Gotta go
Yes.
out with a bang.
Yeah.
Literally.
I see what you
Literally,
did there.
yeah.
I see what you did there.
And yeah, Krishna's like, the beds are fine. That it'll be okay. So Jarasandha then, like, leaves them be and gets ready for his tournament and all haughty and happy and like, I'm gonna kill these motherfuckers.
He's doing his Rocky,
Yeah.
scene prep,
Yeah. Now I've seen some
He's
of the
doing sit-ups.
interpretations where there's a little pang of fear that he has with all the
Okay.
omens happening. And he does do a different ceremony where he puts his son, he installs his son as the next king.
Okay, so,
Okay.
contingency plan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Contingency
Okay.
plan is exactly how to look at this.
That's good. Smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Surprising move from him, considering that he made the stupidest choice of who to fight.
He really thinks he's gonna win, but
Just in case.
Just in case this Bheem guy smashes my face in.
Just in case this giant guy
In front
does
of
beat
all
me.
of my people.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So, next day, they come in, and different interpretation. We're going to go with, he comes in with the maces, and all the conches are blown, and they go at it. And it's just fierce fighting.
Okay.
Right? They are pretty evenly matched.
Okay.
And they're swinging their maces, they're making hits that would kill elephants. Single hits. They're able to stand up to them, of course.
Wow.
And
Pow, blam, all those things. And at some point, the maces even crush against each other and smash.
Whoa.
Like they smash, they break?
Like they break.
Oh my god.
No. So now we're just literally just hands.
Yeah. Then I was like, you want to get more weapons?
Then they casually throw them aside, and then they're like, boo, boo, and they're pounding their fists together and just, and then they're like, smashity, right in the face, and the face, and the chest, and the face, and the stomach, and the face, and the shoulder, and the face.
All of that. Yeah.
It's a fight.
Yeah.
It's a big fight.
They go at it, and, I mean, it's lasting.
Sure.
And I think, I saw, it lasts, at least 3 or 4 hours.
And
oh my god!
And there's a time limit. Those I guess there's no action at night.
Okay.
So once dusk happens, once the
I like how many rules these guys follow.
Oh, so many rules.
They break up, and then Jarasandha's like, fight time's over. We'll continue again tomorrow.
Okay.
Bring out all the feasting.
It's sleep and feast time.
Yeah. Bring out all the feasting and the music and the girls again.
Sweet.
And so, okay. And so Bheem gets his strength up from all of this, and of course Jarasandha as well. And then they go at it again. And they just, fight, crush each other, and it lasts, again, the whole day.
Oh my gosh.
And then they kind of break up. And so...
And I'm just imagining they're, eating, and, they have, women tending to their wounds, and
we're feeding them grapes.
Feeding them grapes and meat and stuff, and... No meat, right? No meat.
Depends. Depends on the version.
Depends on Bheem.
I think I've heard... No. Depends on the version.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
They're just sitting there at a big table.
And are there, crowds watching the fight?
The crowds start to gather.
Okay.
And
after
more and more,
the first day, or what?
Yeah, because they realize that they think something might happen, and again, he's a good king to them.
So they're all cheering for him.
They are all cheering for Jarasandha.
All the vendors are out.
Yeah,
tough.
They're ignoring
that
the 84 kings in the basement.
Right. Okay.
No.
Yeah. Do they even know about the 84 kings?
I imagine so.
Probably.
You go out and capture 84 kings.
Crazy to be like, I love this guy. He no problem about the 84 hostages in the basement.
Yeah.
What if they didn't know?
See, that seems,
No, I think they know.
Because you have to bring them into the city.
Yeah. I'm sure. I'm going to say it's
but
more
there's
thing
conspiracy theorists within the crowd that are like, I hear that he, I've heard the vents at night. I hear them screaming. You're crazy.
I don't
and
know.
then someone else was like, I think they're being treated well, actually.
Yeah, he's feeding
they
them.
Can't leave, but who would
They
want
actually
to?
wanted to be in our kingdom.
Oh,
exactly, yeah.
They wanted out.
To be
They didn't want to
chained
be
up in the
kings
base.
anymore.
No.
We were done.
Okay,
so,
well, who knows?
So, battling every day and picking up skills, and there are points where Bheem does manage to get Jarasandha in a chokehold.
Whoa.
And holds as long as he can.
The crowd goes wild.
But it eventually knocks him off.
Okay.
Oh, man. Okay.
But he held that throat for a long time.
Okay.
Way longer than the 3 minutes that kill an average human.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you for the time. Yes. Held him for 3 minutes and 30 seconds.
Oh, and everybody's like, he should be dead, but he's not.
And he's not dying. So what the fuck is happening? And at one later battle, they keep going at it, and Bheem's almost feeling affectionate because he's getting all this food and treats, and he's
chilling.
He's a good host, and even Arjuna is like, Like
Do we need to kill this guy?
this enemy has
Yeah.
been a better host to us than like some of our allies.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
So he's an interesting dude, and this might be how he's amassed all his power and
Right.
all of that. But it has to happen. It has to happen because he's going to come for them.
Right.
And,
now.
and plus they're in battle now.
Right.
So to not kill him now means Bheem's going to die.
Right.
Right? So they go in the battle, and now Krishna plucks out a blade of grass from the ground.
Okay.
Or in some renditions, he just happened to have a blade of grass. I'm going to say he picks out
I think he plucked it.
a blade of grass.
Mm-hmm.
And what he does is he takes the blade of grass and he just tears it down the middle
Okay.
and then flings it to either side. And so...
Wait, because he's two halves!
Oh my god. Oh my god.
So, in this fight, Bheem manages to grab Jarasandha's one ankle
Okay.
and then
Fuck.
manages to get the other ankle
Fuck.
and just looking at what Krishna's basically told him to do, pulls apart
Undoing the demon stitching.
and splits
Oh my
Jarasandha
God!
straight down the middle
Holy shit.
and flings it the other side covered in blood.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
You know, and everyone
Extremely
is like,
metal.
shit! Like, you know, everyone's screaming.
Finish him.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah, total Mortal Kombat fatality. I think
Oh
it
my
actually is one. I
God.
forget who does it, but I did it one time. May have been
Didn't know if it was
Jax.
a reference to the story. Good
Mm.
job, Mortal Kombat.
And he
Crazy.
turns around, exhausted, you know,
Covered in
starts
blood.
walking up to Krishna and Arjuna, and and there's all this noise going, and then Krishna's eyes widen a little bit,
Oh my god.
and the crowd starts cheering for their king.
What?
Who's the son? Who's the son?
No,
Son.
the Split King.
The Split King. Okay.
No, they start cheering for Jarasandha. And so Bheem is
Fuck.
like, what's happening? Bheem turns around,
This is a horror story.
and the body parts have just come together
No!
and have just stitched themselves back together.
That's crazy. So it didn't work. I really thought this was the way that
Didn't
was going to work.
Work.
What? But he's lost all his blood and everything's
It
just
all
gone back.
comes back in. Yep. Yeah, we're going to say it just got sucked off of Bheem 2. It all just comes back, and Jarasandha's back ready to go again.
Shit.
Okay? So, Bheem, like, fuck,
Oh my
gets back into the
God.
fight. Krishna gets another blade of grass,
Oh god.
splits it down the middle, and then flings it on either side of each other.
Oh, we need the crossover.
So, throws the left to the right, throws the right to the left.
Oh my god.
Bheem, again, through all of this grappling, finally gets, and like, swings Jarasandha around, and to the point where Jarasandha's, like, mocking him, like, yeah, whenever you're done, you know.
This is fun.
Yeah. Bheem splits again.
What?
Tears down the middle,
Oh.
and then flings one onto the other one side, flings one onto the other side.
Like into the crowd. God.
And, like, pauses, and they stay motionless.
Whoa.
So now he's dead.
Oh.
Crazy.
My God.
I also just love to imagine, like, Bheem's the fighter in the middle of the ring, and then making eye contact with Krishna, doing, like, little tiny grass
Yeah,
rolls.
right?
It's like, you know, the motion slows down. Their eyes lock.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I feel like I've seen
Holy
this.
fuck.
So the Mahabharata's been around for thousands of years,
Sure.
and they've made it into TV shows and things like that. I remember, like, as a kid, not being that familiar with the story at the time, especially, and Anna was in Hindi, which I don't speak. But I do have, like, images of, like, seeing this, like, on, like, a live-action show
Holy
without the blood. But, like, it would be, like... And I feel like it happened multiple times. Like, he pull him apart, came back, and the dude just laughing. Like, just
Oh my God, I can imagine it.
Yeah.
Like an evil laugh.
Yeah. And in my mind, I feel like it happened like the dude like tore him up like 7 times, and like each time he's just like, "What the fuck is going on?"
No, you gotta do the crossover.
You gotta do the
And every
crossover.
time he came back laughing crazier than
Yes,
before.
of course. So yeah,
Oh,
Jarasandha
no.
is dead.
Oh,
Jarasandha is
Because the body
dead.
parts couldn't find each other.
Because the
Yeah.
body parts couldn't find them, but they're like back to back now, I guess.
oh my gosh.
Just
The magnetism
What
wasn't
did
right.
the crowd do?
The crowd got silent, very afraid. What's going to happen to us now?
Oh,
Fortunately, the son, whose name is Sahadeva,
okay.
not to be confused with one of the Pandava brothers, whose name is also Sahadeva.
yeah.
Uh,
I was confused.
yeah, yeah.
Good
And every,
name, you know?
Every
Yeah.
book I've read also like said not the Sahadeva, other Sahadeva.
I mean, is it like the name David? You know?
Well, remember that these are all like literal names, like they all mean something.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
And I don't know what Sahadeva does mean.
Sahadeva. Wonder what it means. Yeah. We should look that up.
Yeah, I think it's probably wise or something. But anyway,
Okay.
but yeah, so Sahadeva comes and
Wise guy? Is it like wise guy? Saha? Deva? Wise
maybe.
guy? I'm just making this up.
Yeah.
Please, nobody quote.
Yeah, Google it
I'm
yourself,
writing it down
listeners.
as...
Or if
Yeah.
you know, say in the comments.
Yeah. Let's see. Where was I? Yeah. So Sahadeva comes and they basically make peace with him.
Okay, because he's been installed as the king.
He has been
Yeah.
installed as the king. So in other renditions, it's now he is installed as the king,
Okay.
loyal to the Pandavas.
Okay. Because they're not like,
Oh.
they don't care about being king there. They just care that they have the loyalty and also maybe the other 84 kings
Yeah.
in the
So
basement.
they release the 84 kings in the basement,
Yay!
and of course they're super grateful.
Hooray!
And they're like, okay, like what can we do for you? And Krishna just says, Yudhishthira is going to be doing the Rajasuya. Just come to that, pledge your loyalty to him.
Nice.
Cool.
And
Yeah.
so they're like, yeah, totally. We would have been dead.
Sure.
Like 14
Why
more
not?
kings, we would
You
have
got
died.
it.
So we're good. And so, yeah, they pledge their loyalty to him. And they all kind of return
Okay.
with that, and Yudhishthira greets them, like very happy to see them, and yeah, they get to work now on creating this grand ceremony that will install Yudhishthira as, in a sense, like an emperor of the lands, a king of all the lands.
Wow.
And all these kings, they start sending the invites, and all the kings are going to come with tribute and all these sorts of things.
Okay, nice.
And so, yeah, this next step is going to be happening where he's going to become the Rajasuya. We'll see that next episode. And we'll see how their
Stay
cousins, we'll see how the Kauravas react. They're lovely cousins.
They're
who
not
they have
gonna
now
love
Not
become.
going to be happy
Yes.
about this.
Yeah. So that's the story I got for you today.
Crazy story.
That was phenomenal.
Uh-huh.
That was fan-fucking-tastic. That battle,
Uh-huh.
the ripping,
The ripping.
and the back, and the oh
And
my
then coming back together.
god.
Yeah. I'm really glad we did those stories with Krishna now, especially because
Oh yeah.
these Jarasandha came up a lot more in the Krishna Chronicles.
So you get why he's bad. Because in this story, he seems kind of like a fine guy, besides the guys in the basement.
Beside the guys in the basement
Besides
and
the
some
guy-
evil intent. But yeah, it is fascinating. Like, he's a beloved by his people.
He's a good
No.
host.
And he's a great
you know
host.
You know what?
Yeah.
Some people can throw a damn fine party, but if you have hostages in the basement,
Yeah.
people really like Dahmer
Also sounds familiar.
Yeah.
until they figured
Exactly.
it out.
Or just, propaganda. Like, if what you're doing that's crazy is not in your
Yeah.
own kingdom. Like,
Hey,
Yeah.
I heard Epstein threw great parties.
Yep.
exactly. Many do.
So,
Many
Yeah.
bad guys do.
yeah. Throw great parties with great hosts.
Yeah. Exactly.
So, yep, there's a reference for Jarasandha there.
Uh-oh.
Oh, so he's just like Epstein.
I don't know which is worse.
He was
it's hard
also
to say.
offering women, so. At the parties.
True.
Just saying.
Yep.
Hey. Well, here you have it.
Yep. Now he's done. Now
Nice.
we're hoping his son will be nicer, a better
Yes.
king, or as good a king without all the evil.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
what'd you think?
I loved it. Crazy. It's cool to just I like all the codes and all the rules that they follow.
Yeah.
and then how that still doesn't mean that cool stuff can't happen, like ripping a guy in half. That's fully within the warrior code.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. It was an agreed upon battle.
Yeah,
right?
how many days did it go? Do you know?
Oh, I forget.
Because that's
I forget.
insane.
And like in those deliberations that they were talking about, where they said that you captured kings, his argument was like, we're all Kshatriyas, and like like that was all done by Kshatriya warrior codes and means, and I captured them.
Okay, like so I may have captured them, but it was an honorable way to.
That's his argument. Yeah,
it's what I was made for.
I can't help that I'm so powerful and cool.
Yeah,
I mean,
you
would have done the same thing, guys.
Yeah,
I mean, really.
And maybe he did it through the same means that they did. Like he just
Yeah.
went up to them and was like, "All right, it's we got to fight," or
I capture you.
Yeah.
That could be. I don't know.
Yeah,
but that was
the breaks for the party.
The one, the breaks for the party.
breaking for parties.
Yeah.
Just like a nightly party.
Just a chill nightly party.
I love it.
Yeah.
That was a great battle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that battle with us.
I'm very excited to have covered that battle now.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So, well, on that note, have an imaginative day, listeners. Thank you for listening to this episode of Not Your Mother's Mahabharat. Please like and subscribe to the podcast so that you don't miss our next episode. My name is Satish Jayaraj, and I am your storyteller and researcher. My wife and co-host is Azure Anderson. Azure also wrote the theme music, she did all the editing and producing, and essentially did all the work to get this podcast to you. Without her, it would just be me swearing ancient stories to friends in our living room. Join us next time for the next installment of Not Your Mother's Mahabharat.
If you want to support the podcast and hear additional content, you can do so by becoming a member of the podcast on Patreon at patreon.com/NYMM podcast. We would like to thank our current patrons, Dinosaur Sauce, Errol the Hamster, and Praveen Prem Kumar for their support. Thank you. Have an imaginative day.